Is a coffee going to improve your life? Is getting dressed up, putting your nice makeup on, perfume on, doing your hair, making sure your nails are done, is that going to cost more or less than actually getting to the place where the coffee is and, going and getting a $4, $5 bean juice? I'm not getting ready to put in that much effort for coffee, especially if a man is inviting me. I'm not getting all dolled up to go sit bean juice on Duke. Okay. I do that alone in my car. Okay. So I'm not going on any coffee date. That's cheap. And it's an insult to a woman. It's an insult to a woman to be asked on a coffee date. If you're going to ask a woman on a coffee date, then, we know the kind of man you are. Sorry, sprinkle.
Hola, mis amores, ¿cómo están? Hey, my loves, how are you doing today? So I'm back with another video podcast. So today we're gonna take a look at drink dates, park dates, any of these dates that are cheap, free. But let's take a look, let's hear what they have to say, and then of course at the end I will come back with my thoughts on this particular situation, especially as I was hearing the ladies talk and just based off of my experience in general. All right. Yeah, oh my god, I forgot again. Oh my god. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button for me. Oh my god, thank you so much. Love you so much.
So one of my rules is I don't do coffee or drink dates. Now, I understand that some women like this or prefer this because it's a quick turnaround, 30 to 45 minutes. If you don't like him, you can get out of there. It works for some people. If you like it, I love it. This video is not for you. Keep scrolling. However, for me, as for me and my household, we're going to have higher standards. I'm talking to this guy, and I'm going to read it to you because we've been talking for a couple days, and he started talking about meeting up. So he said, we should get together over some pear and lychee cocktails soon. And I said, that's really sweet, but I prefer dinner. I like to get dressed up. Now, I always try to say it nicely because I don't want to be like, I don't accept drink dates. Like, you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be... You can be nice about it, but let's just say I prefer dinner because I like to get dressed up. And he said, I see. What type of places do you have in mind? So I sent him a list of places that I've been wanting to try, all sorts of different budgets, okay? It ranges from medium to a little bit higher, all different locations around the city, so he can choose what works for him, timing and budget wise. So I sent the list of places. He says, these places sound really nice. I think it'll be fun to get to know each other over some nicer dining options. Here it comes though. But I wanted to let you know up front that if we were to meet at one of those places, I'm comfortable splitting the check. I usually will do drinks or something on the simpler end for the first meetup to see if there's a connection first. So my thing is, I don't like the coffee or drink date because they're trying to audition you to see if you are worth an actual dinner. This is the thing for me. I know men. The number one thing men are judging you off of is your looks, right? When they see you, they meet you, they're gonna be like, okay, how beautiful is she? Is she put together? Do I find her attractive, right? That's the number one thing. Your personality may come second, sure, but the first thing is how you look, right? So with that in mind, my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer costs $32, okay? Why would I put on a full face of expensive makeup, do my hair, make sure my nails are done, make sure there's no hair on my body, and then come and spend 2 hours of my time talking to you for an $8 coffee or a $16 cocktail? Be oh so for real. And let's take it even deeper. When women go out with a man that they do not know, they take a huge risk. Men are crazy, okay? Do you watch the news? 1 in 5 men are violent. He could unalive you, he could RAPE you, he could stalk you, he could harass you if he feels like it. It is very dangerous, extremely dangerous. When you go out with a man, you have to share your location with your mom and your friend. You have to send a screen recording of his Hinge profile and the conversation that you guys had so that if you go missing, they have context. You have to text your friend every half an hour while you're with him to let her know that you haven't been beheaded. You have to take an Uber so that he doesn't know what kind of car you have, just in case he's crazy. And then when you get home, you have to text somebody to tell them that you made it home alive. Men aren't doing that. They don't have to worry when they meet a woman that they do not know that their lives will be in danger. Quite the contrary, men benefit from just being seen with you in public, okay? If you are beautiful, poised, well-dressed, it reflects well on him. People look at him and they think, oh wow, he must be the man. Ooh, he probably has money. You know what? He's probably a good guy if he can pull her. And this is especially so if you are more attractive than him. If he's fugly or he's overweight or he's short, they're like, oh yeah, he must have money in order to be able to pull a baddie like that. So my thing is like, what's in it for women? We've already spent more money than you by just putting our makeup on. We're in danger. Like, what's in it for us? So then all of that, plus this man is a pharmacist, okay? You mean to tell me you make upwards of $150,000 per year, but you can't take me to $120 to maybe $200 dinner? 2 drinks, an appetizer, 2 entrees, and a dessert? Like, and that kind of thing, look, men are supposed to be on their, like, best behavior when they're doing a first interaction with a woman. Like, that is when they are at their absolute best. So if he's being cheap now for a first interaction, he's gonna be cheap on your birthday, he's gonna be cheap on Christmas, like that kind of thing. That only gets worse. It never gets better. That is the type of man that's going to want you to work full time, pay half the rent when you guys move in together, do the majority of the housework because he doesn't want to hire a housekeeper, raise the kids, plan most of the things, and then after you do your 16-hour shift of labor, he's going to want you to be happy and sexy for him for his pleasure that night. Like, that's the kind of life you're looking at. So you know what? Good for this man for asserting his boundary. He did it very nicely, and it showed me what his like attitude or approach is when it comes to dating new women, and ultimately it gave me the opportunities to choose, and I have my boundaries too, so I chose to not accept it. And so I didn't respond or anything. I didn't like bargain with him or try to justify anything. I just quietly unmatched him because I wasn't gonna let him play in my face. But like, obviously if you're on TikTok, like this is not irregular discourse. Like this is very popular. Like the Red Pill podcast men are always talking about like all of these things. So like, it's not uncommon. Like men are trying to get away with this these days. They're trying to see what they can do. They're trying to get at you for less than $20. Okay, so the pharmacist tried to give me a coffee date on a Friday. Saturday, a surgeon took me to a beautiful dinner with a view. The next day after that, this other man took me to this food event where the tickets were $250 because he wanted us to have VIP. So don't feel scarce about it because there are plenty of men, there are a plethora of men that would be more than happy to show you a good time. So never settle. Date until you find the best man for the job, and you got this. That's my TED Talk for the day. You didn't ask, but I felt like you would listen. Send this to one of your friends who needs to raise their standards. And
Do not go on that coffee date. Do not go on that boba date. Do not go meet that man for drinks. This man saw you, and his first initial thought wasn't, wow, I'd really love to get to know her over some dinner and a nice ambiance. He looked at you and said, Dunkin'? Starbucks? The amount of messages that I get from men that ask me if I like coffee. No, bitch, I don't like coffee.
Coffee dates don't make it easier for you. They make it easier for him to date multiple women.
I've done one coffee date ever in my entire life, and this is the reason why I will never, ever do it again. I matched with this guy. This is in my straight era, so I was only dating guys. And he was very persistent. He really, really wanted to take me out. So I was like, okay, whatever. He's being persistent. Let's go out. He offers a coffee date. And at the time, I'm like so single. I'm like, whatever. Like, I've never done a coffee date before. A lot of times, usually guys will take you out to dinner, but whatever. He wants to go on a coffee date. He sends me the place. He sends me the time. And then we meet and we grab coffee. It seemed nice on paper because he like drove a nice car. He had a Porsche. He had like the same dog that I have. He travels a lot, which is okay. And then he starts talking about how he goes on so many dates on this app that we met on. He's talking about how he is constantly going on dates with the app that we met on, and he loves doing coffee dates because like this is exactly what I'm talking about. Coffee dates are easy, and I'm 90% sure that I paid for my own coffee too. Let me start off by saying no woman is a gold digger because they want you to take her out to dinner. A man asks you out on a date and they should be expected to pay because they asked you out. Are we asking for a lot? Even a platonic co-worker would offer to pay for your coffee, but not this date. A man that wants to be your partner, a man that wants to be your significant other, a man that doesn't even buy you a coffee. Okay. But there's gonna be people like, oh my god, I met my husband on a coffee date. Like, okay, you're an exception to the rule. You're the very small 1% exception. Like, you can have that. I've learned that coffee dates are a waste of my time. They're cheap, they're lazy, and I'm not cheap, and I'm not for someone that's lazy. I'm a queen, and I deserve to be treated like a queen, and if you want to go out with me, then you better step the fuck up.
Because coffee dates are not dates. Okay. Why most women feel like coffee dates aren't acceptable or Starbucks dates or ice cream dates is because it's very low effort.
Yeah, but at the same time,
there's no like thoughtful plan.
When they say if a guy asks you to coffee, he's not dead serious. Well, queens, I put it to the test. There was a guy who asked me out to coffee, and I was like, oh my gosh, the queens from TikTok have taught me that this means a guy is completely unserious. So I put it to the test. First off, this guy's like, oh my gosh, we should totally grab coffee. And I'm like, in my head, ew. But let's put it to the test because let me actually show you girls evidence that this is real. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, cool, that'd be fun. So this guy says, oh, I'm gonna hit you up around this time and like we'll meet. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, no, you're not. I know you're not. And I'm gonna have the screenshot so I can tell you girls that how unserious this is. And lo and behold, not a word after that. And I was like, wow, the girls from TikTok were not lying. The guy who I'm literally about to marry, you think he took me out to coffee? The first time we hung out? Absolutely not. You know where he took me? The nicest restaurant in my city. And it was good. So yes, I've seen some guys in the comments and like, well, no, if I bring a girl to coffee, it just means that I want to see what they're like. Exactly. That means that he has not put any type of opinion, not formed anything about you. Why would a guy be wanting to take you out if he doesn't know anything about you? Why? What are you doing? You're just wasting my time. You just want to see my personality. You don't want to. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, do you understand? Like, for a man to actively want to pursue you, he has to be captivated by you in some way, shape, or form and want to impress you. Not, oh, let me see if she could possibly captivate me. Do you understand the difference? It's a no. If a guy asks you for coffee, it's a no. If it's not a restaurant, it's a no. No pizza shop, no coffee shop, none of that.
You guys can go on coffee dates if you want. I am not trying to knock like another woman's decisions, but knowing what I know about men, like I won't do them because they literally put us in categories right from the very beginning, right? And I cannot fall into the category, oh, she seems cute, let's see where this goes. Low effort date. She can like prove that she's worth going to dinner with or like spending more time with. If you don't see my inherent value from the beginning, if you don't pursue me in the way that you would be pursuing your dream girl, I get the ick. The fact that there's another woman out there that you would pull out all the stops for or put in the effort for, because I guarantee you there is. Guarantee you there's always somebody that they would do it for. And I'm not that person. That means you are not my person. Absolutely not.
Okay, I think this aspect of allowing males to get away with coffee dates, boba dates, park dates, all these nonsensical dates is what's made these males, especially in the Western culture here in the US, it's what's made them so undesirable, so lazy, such liars, such wannabe players, which they can't even be anymore because of social media and because of the fact that more and more women, just about every woman now, is speaking up, and we're telling each other and we're warning each other and we're like, look, if you want to do it at your own risk, okay? But I definitely would never recommend any below bare minimum effort date coming from some stupid male that asked me out and then now wants to offer below bare minimum effort. See what I'm saying? Like, huh? In what world do you even think that would work? Like, what are you even talking about? And another thing that I noticed is I did research on this and I watched several perspectives on it, is that the better looking the woman, the higher that standard. It was so weird. Like, as I was watching, I noticed that the better the woman looked, the higher her standards were. That's one thing unequivocally that I noticed already is like, okay, because the other perspectives, oh, I would do a coffee date, or I would do a boba date. They were even on the videos that they themselves were uploading, they were never looking put together. They were not looking cute by societal standards. I'm saying by societal standards, they were not looking cute. They weren't good looking. And I noticed that every video, every woman that came out and said, in no way would I ever do a coffee date. Are you kidding me? Those were women that by societal standards fall pretty high on the looks scale. Okay. Is that perhaps the reason why? I don't know, but that is one thing that I noticed. I would never ever go personally on no coffee date, no park date, no I can't even believe I did that in my 20s. I can't believe I wasted my time like that. I did like maybe 2 or 3 times. I didn't really date that much in my 20s. I was in school most of the time. Waste of time. Okay, like waste of time. The one thing I did do right is I never ever went 50-50 on no date. Even when people were heavy on it, I was like, huh? No, I'm not being, what, you asked me out on a date? Why the heck would I sit there and pay for my own date? That's stupid, right? So even on those drinks, the drink stuff, like I never ever paid. So that's the one thing at least I got right during that time. But so this is coming from someone that I've tried it at least twice when I was younger, in my early 20s. It's not worth it, ladies. It's below bare minimum effort from a below bare minimum male. All right. And also it kind of depends on what you as a woman are looking for. If you're looking for a real man, if you're looking for a true connection, if you're looking for a provider, someone that's going to be supportive of you, someone that's not going to make you suffer. A lot of women, especially women that have experienced what it's like to be with that kind of a a male, they're definitely not going to settle for less, right? Because they know the freedom that allows and that adds to a woman's life. Because otherwise, you as a woman, if you're already accepting 50%, if you're already accepting below bare minimum effort, then definitely why would he change, right? You're just going to get used to that, and that's all you'll ever have, right? Because that's what you signed up for. So it kind of ends up not really making sense. So like, and I know that there's like maybe the 1% of women that are like, oh, that's how I met my boyfriend or my husband or whatever. And even then, I'm like, ugh, I can't even, that sounds like a horrible time to me, because what's your definition of being treated like a princess? You know, getting McDonald's every other week? Is that what makes you feel like a princess? You know, so I guess every woman's standards is different. For me, I would never accept, especially on a first date, particularly on the first couple of dates, below bare minimum effort. I don't even operate in my personal life like that. Me, myself, personally, I don't operate on below bare minimum effort. Everything that I do and everything that I choose to do, I max out, okay? And I make sure it gets done. That is my personality, my own personality. So why would I accept that from someone else, right? It's like, make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? If that's all you have to offer, don't even speak to me. Don't even look in my direction, all right? Because that's below bare minimum effort. Like, when you're dating, especially those first few dates, that's when you're wanting to put your best foot forward. That's when you're wanting to see and get to know the person. If you're already doing below bare minimum effort and trying to interview me because you're not even sure enough if you want to take me on a real date to actually get to know me, I don't want anything to do with you. Everyone starts out not knowing each other, right? So everyone starts out, for the most part, going based off of vibes and looks, okay? And if you're going based off of vibes and looks and you're not even sure enough that you want to take me on a real date, don't even bother. You know, exit the chat, go to the next one that will allow you to do that. It's not going to be me, okay? You know, and like I said, it ends up not being worth it. 99.9% of these males are subpar. And when I say subpar, I'm being generous. They're like below subpar. You cannot live a comfortable life with them. Ladies, you're able to make your own money, you work. Trust me, it's a much, much more peaceful existence without having one of them around. Because what use are they, especially now in 2024? They can't pay no bills. A lot of times they don't even help you with the bills. They just sit around, gaslighting you and doing all type of nonsense. It's not worth it. They're not good for anything. So what's the point, right? Like, so that's my thing. I'm not going to no park dates, be sitting there outside with some stranger I don't know. It's not even safe, right? Like, males are complete psychos, right? If you say no to them, they might like unalive you right then and there for no reason. They're psychos. So the answer is no. Okay. The answer is no. So I'm not taking that level of risk for a below bare minimum effort loser. Okay. Because that tells me also, okay, there's a good chance this is how this guy operates in his life. So yeah, like, I would never do like a below bare minimum effort. Like, my makeup costs more than that. You know, I'm a homeowner. I work so hard for everything that I have. I work so hard for where I am now. And so the last thing I'm going to accept is a male that's not even wanting to put in the effort and wants to interview me. It's like, I can't even focus on interviewing you when you got me out here slaving at the park or over coffee. I don't even drink coffee, but over coffee or boba, whatever the stupidity, right? Like, if you just want to be friends, then just say so, because that's friendship vibes. Like, that's not partner vibes. That's not, this is my man vibes. Okay. That's you use a friend vibes. Okay. And even then I still wouldn't do it, because how do I know that I want to be your friend when you put in below bare minimum effort? And I know the amount of work that friendships take. Friendships take a lot of work. And you can't even do that at the beginning of our dynamic. What makes me think that you'll be able to come with anything valuable into a friendship anyway, right? So anyways, I think it just depends on the woman, but yeah, that's the time I'm on. I'm not on no time where it's like, you can't even do a decent meal. You can even do like a nice meal. You can't even plan a nice time, and as soon as I don't even want to have to be the one to send you a list of places. Like, you plan it. Once I tell you, no, I'm not doing no drink dates. I just don't do that. It's not a thing for me. Thanks, but no thanks, right? Because in one of the videos she mentioned, he then asked her where does she want to go, and she sent a list over. I wouldn't have even done that. As soon as he says, where do you want to go? Then I just stop responding. It's like, okay, are you an undercover gay male? Like, why am I the one planning the whole thing? I already told you what my preference is. So that tells me you're not even used to taking women out on nice dates. Why would I even blink twice? And it's human nature. It's human nature. When a human wants something badly enough, they will go after it with ferocity, right? When they're motivated enough, they will go after it with ferocity. So that tells me you're not motivated. You don't want it badly enough. You don't want the time with me badly enough. Why would I waste my time? It takes me so long to get ready and all the money I spend on my makeup is gonna cost more than what you spend on the whole boba drink, right? The park is even worse because the park is totally completely free, right? Nah, I'm not doing that. And we're talking about a life partner here, like a life partner. Nah, right? I can't. After that, there's no way on God's green earth I could ever put you in the category of a partner, because I don't view you as a real man. I just don't view you as a real man. I view you as subpar and weak, right? And I can't help that. I just view you as weak. I don't know. I can't help it. But anyways, y'all, let me know what your thoughts are on this particular subject in the comments below. Oh my god, I forgot again. Oh my god. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button for me. Oh my god, thank you so much. And comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.